MMA Heat podcast. I'm Karyn Bryant, usually an anchor for the UFC. You can see me on ESPN and stuff when we're working. Of course, we're not working right now, so you're just seeing me on MMA Heat. Who are you, Alan, and where can they find you usually?
Yeah, what's up, guys? Alan Jouban here. And usually, if the UFC wasn't not happening in the world and I was healthy, I'd be fighting in the UFC, which I love doing. I'm healing up, but obviously, as we know, things right now are a little bit crazy in the world. But we wanted to check in with you guys, continue the podcast, and we have some stuff that we'll let you know about future podcasts coming up during these times.
For sure, but it is a little crazy. Coronavirus, y'all. Coronavirus. Okay, so I don't even like Cardi B. Sorry, that's hashtag a coronavirus confession. We might come through a few of these today, Alan, on the show, and I did some online the other day. My hashtag coronavirus confessions. I may as well drop one right here. I don't really care for Cardi B much. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I don't get it is part of the thing. I get it and then I don't get it. But anyway, I will say I'm the whole 100% down with coronavirus. Her video, though, is
Karyn, there's nothing to be ashamed about from watching Cardi B videos. It's okay. She's got a lot of followers. There's something about her. Love her or hate her. She's entertaining.
She's entertaining. I guess that's what it is, right? And I guess that's really what it is, right? It's like I'm not mad at her. Mm-hmm. I just don't sit around being like, yo, let me put on that Cardi B jam. But I mean, I guess I'm not mad at her, and she does give me endless entertainment with this coronavirus video. Do you know there's a remix of it now on YouTube?
Of the one you just did, the coronavirus, her freaking out? No. I got to go watch it. I haven't seen it.
All right. So listen, Alan, we are in LA. I know a lot of people have a different situation, but for us, we've been told to be on lockdown, kind of, stay at home, shelter in place type thing. Other than going to the grocery store, we did go to Lowe's yesterday to get some stuff for the house. Other than going to the grocery store and going to the department store, and I did go pick up some prescriptions the other day, we've only been going outside to exercise around the neighborhood. So I have seen people out there. I feel like that's still okay, going out jogging, going for bike rides, going rollerblading, what have you. But I'm curious where you are, because I do know there's a lot of people right now that are not, let's say, maybe taking this as 100% seriously, and a lot of people in LA are still meeting and going out to the beaches and going out groups of places. And I'm just curious where you are over in the Valley. What are you seeing these days?
Yeah, well, like you said, I am over in the Valley in LA on this side. And as far as my stance where I'm at with this, I take this very seriously. We talked about it one of the last podcasts when you were going to Brazil. And I was kind of telling you, I was kind of like, whoa, you're going to Brazil right now. You got to go. You got to make your money. You got to work. And you were saying you're just going to take it, be careful, wipe everything down. But even in my mind at that point, honestly, I was like, wow, that's kind of brave of Karyn. I know a lot of people that wouldn't want to fly to Brazil right now with everything going on in the world. And right when you came back, or right when you were there, is kind of when the whole epidemic really kind of hit the States. Is when they started shutting down the MMA, the NBA and UFC followed. But so I've been very up to date on things, watching the news every morning, watching the briefings, and making my own opinions. But I've been abiding by everything. I just want this to go away. I stay at home most of the time, and I do go out. If I need something at the store, I will go get it. And if I need exercise, I'll go jog around the neighborhood. I'll do a workout at the park. And I think that's fine for everybody, as long as you're kind of keeping the sense of how close you are. If you've seen these pictures of the beaches in Florida, and to me, those people are morons. They showed beaches in California, and they tried to kind of make a comparison of California doing the same thing, but it's a bit different. I used spring break when I was young. We go to Destin, Florida, Panama City, and you're out there on vacation, 5 people in the hotel room, drinking beer, partying, going to the beach, passing out. That's going to spread the virus. If you're out in LA and you live here and you're local and you're just going for a jog, I think that's completely fine. We didn't see the beaches overwhelmed here in LA. So that's the kind of workouts that I'm doing, or that's the kind of stuff I'm doing outside. I'm going out with my family, playing soccer, working out, going out, getting some air, coming back in. But yeah, I'm hoping that if everyone keeps doing that, this thing will pass eventually. But I'm following all the major guidelines right now. But how about you?
Yeah, well, and that's the thing that's so tricky about it, right? So my mom and my brother live in Florida, and I have a lot of relatives in Florida
Oh
as well.
yeah,
And I literally was supposed to be going to Florida on Thursday for my mom's birthday. We were going to go to Miami, have a few days in Miami, and then I was going to go from Miami to meet the family for spring break in Mexico. So that's all canceled now. So my mom lives right on the beach in Vero, and so she's told me, like, she looks out her door, she looks right at the beach, and there's a ton of people out on the beach there, and a lot of it, what they're saying, with New York being an epicenter, and then they know that Miami is bad as well because, like you said, a lot of spring breakers are going down there and they're just doing whatever they feel like doing, and they're saying, "Oh, we're young, we're not going to catch it." And now they're also talking about the New Yorkers coming down because, with that being an epicenter, the snowbirds, they call it, they like to go down between New York and Florida. So there's a big transit route between New York and Florida,
right.
a lot. And even though it's starting to warm up and a lot of people might be going home from Florida now, there's still just a lot of that going on. So yeah, like I said, we canceled our trip, and I get that a lot of people don't think they're going to get it. Depending on what you believe and what you read, they're saying a lot of the hospital beds actually are being taken by some younger people that thought they were immune, that aren't going to be that actually are catching it. So. It sucks. Like, I'm gonna say, like I said, we went to Lowe's yesterday, and part of me was like, go the hell home, people. Like, why are there so many people here? I know we went for a couple of very specific things, and the longer we were there, the more I got, like, just freaked out about being there. I'm not an alarmist, I'm not a freak out kind of person or whatever, but it was almost like I was looking around like, why are you all here? Like, go home. Like, I came for a very specific thing. Now come and go and leave. And people were just milling around, and I don't know if some people just didn't seem to think it was that big a deal. I don't know.
Well, that's one part. The one industry that isn't, so everybody's affected by this, but one industry that can still kind of continue to work is a lot of the people that you saw at Lowe's and Home Depot probably, because are still doing, if you're doing any type of construction or house renovation stuff. Sure. Those people are still working. They're not like, because my neighbor, he's like a contractor, and he works with a big group of people building these huge mansions, and he's still working, but he's now only going to work with his brother. 2 or 3 people that they know closely, that they carpool every day. They're going and doing the job solely, but they're not getting together with these huge groups anymore and having people work in houses. So you're going to see places like Lowe's and hardware stores and places like that still open because people are still, plumbing. I was messing with my hot water heater today, and I'm thinking, do I call a plumber right now? But those kind of people are still probably making the house calls. It's the everyday job to job people, the 9-to-5ers, and office type people. I feel like the majority that are stranded at home, people like us and most of our viewers watching that are home right now, that can't do much. But yeah, it's it's only been a week of really that the quarantine has been under effect. Right. But man, does it seem like 2 weeks, 3 weeks already? It seems a lot longer.
Well, for me, it's interesting, Alan, because we work from home a lot here. So I know a lot of people who don't usually work from home. There's a few different scenarios, right? They've either stockpiled a bunch of food and they ate all their food right away, so they're getting fat or whatever. Or there's the people who have been like, oh my God, I can't wait to go, to be home. And so they're actually, like cleaning their house and purging and doing some things. And I always do say, hey, I wish I had, a week or two of just like unbothered time and I could get a bunch of stuff done at the house. So I got a couple of little things done, but I will say, since we work from home a lot more, it's not that unusual, right? So the amount of food that we bought and this and that, like nobody's here binging and chowing down on all the food. Like, I think that's a little bit normal for us. But I will say, like, I enjoy doing my jigsaw puzzles all day long. And because you don't really know how long this is going to go, right? And you're like, well, we're forced to just sit here. I don't feel guilty about doing it. And literally, I would do my jigsaw puzzle for 10 hours. Like, I would do it all day long if you let me.
Yeah, I'm losing my mind. We bought the game Clue. I believe it's Clue.
Clue's great.
Called, who did it, where, and what they
Yeah,
used.
it's great.
We have played that game at least 20 times. Like, we do it about twice a day. My son's getting really good at it. But I can only take so much Clue. And then I was thinking maybe we should buy a trampoline. We don't have the
we got one.
Room. I know you guys do for sure. We ordered some games for my son's Nintendo Switch. So, and I'm thinking about talking to Julio over at the gym and seeing if I could borrow one of the bikes so I could have a bike inside the house. But it's every day. It's making small adjustments because we don't know how long this timeline is going to last. You really don't, and you can only do the same routine so many days in a row without saying, all right, now it's getting a little bit driving me insane a little bit. I need to switch it up. So I'm making those small adjustments. The other day, Michael Jai White, actor, very famous actor, martial artist. We have a friendship. He called me over. We did a little Q&A, and it went 2 hours, a 2-hour Q&A with some of him and his fans. And like me and you were talking before the show, Karyn, I think that's something that would be fun for us to do with our fans as well. Do a little Q&A if there's any type of questions that you guys have been wanting to know about us, about the show, about fighting, personal. Maybe it'll make the air, but I think we're going to do that. We'll give you more in a little bit, but let you guys send some questions in. We'll post them on the show. We'll answer your questions in depth and just make it fun because right now everybody's staying at home and we're seeing kind of a trend right now on interaction via social media. We're seeing a lot of people answer questions, do live videos, etc. So we're going to be trying to get more and more and more that way you have access and something to look forward to throughout the day.
Exactly. And to that end, since we know we won't have fights this coming weekend, so if people have questions for you, they could use hashtag #HeyAlan, ALAN.
Hey Alan. Okay, Hey Alan.
Hashtag #HeyAlan. For me, we'll just do hashtag KB, Hey KB, because everybody spells Karyn wrong. So we'll do Hey KB for me. And if you have questions for Wade, doing all the tech stuff, do hashtag Hey Wade. So we got hashtag Hey Alan, Hey KB, and Hey Wade. And then next week we can answer these questions on the show, and we'll promote this throughout the week. If we do have questions, one thing I will say, Alan, with Aurora being home and she's doing some of the stuff, the school has got some online stuff going, so she's starting to do that. And we've been joking that I've been doing PE class with her. So sometimes we do PE out on the trampoline. We've done some, we've gone biking. We've done some different things out on the road. But we found some things on YouTube, and I know YouTube is a great source for people to find some things. We found the Body Project. I know, we found a bunch of different stuff on YouTube. Yeah. But I know, my daughter is 13. She's a little bit older for other folks that are out there with their parents, that are parents. For me and for us, it's not quite as demanding because she is on her own and she does have some schoolwork to do still. Her spring break wasn't supposed to start, like we said, till later this week. So she's still on the clock with that. But for you, Kate is what, 5, 6?
Seven.
Right? 7 now, right, 7. So for you, maybe you have some advice, because for me, I feel like anything I would advise old kids with little older parents, like Aurora's helped me, cook some things, and we're trying to make sure that she cleans her room and, like I said, the PE stuff. But specifically, what have you been doing to try to keep your little man entertained? Because I know for you, that's more of a full-time job, even just keeping him entertained.
I don't know if I have an answer for the viewers on this. Maybe I'm asking the viewers for a little help.
You need help. This is Alan's cry for help right now.
I've been losing my mind, Karyn. I am so used to being on the go. I go work out in the morning. I do my physical therapy. I come home. We do the podcast. I go teach class. I'm in and out all the time. And being at home all day long with the son who's a single, well, you guys know the same thing. I mean, you a single child, so there's no other friends. So with my son, everything has to be a partner involved. He cannot play on his own.
Right.
So we've been trying a lot, but I'm losing my mind right now. And luckily, we have a punching bag hanging up in our room, and he can punch the bag now and then and play some video games. But I try to get him involved in our workouts. When I go on a walk or a jog, or I put the battle ropes out on the patio and I do a workout, I try to get him to get a bit of workout as well, because not only is it good for them, but it kind of burns the energy and slows them down. And while you were saying that, Karyn, it reminded me, if anybody else is looking for outlets for working out and this and that, or getting into shape or doing stuff, my trainer, Taylor Ramsdale, he opened up both Taylor and my Muay Thai coach, Julio at Saxon Muay Thai, both have a new page on Instagram. And I'm not trying to promote them as much as I'm just trying to be honestly give you guys an outlet. But Taylor Ramsdale, check him out. You'll see his new page. He does he's a phenomenal personal trainer, but he has the type of at-home workouts you can do every day. I saw one of them involved. All you needed was like a T-shirt. I guess it was some type of stretching exercises.
Cool.
But
so
you're not gonna need a gym. He'll show you stuff you can do at home. So follow him. And if you want some type of more Muay Thai combat-related workouts, Saxon Muay Thai has a page where they have some of their fighters doing 30-minute sessions that you can follow along as well. So hopefully that helps keep some of our fan base active, and we're not just letting ourselves, spiral into the Jenga playing couch potato that that we all seem
That's
to be
right.
becoming.
We haven't played Jenga yet, but we have exploding Jenga, which is really fun.
Yeah.
If anybody else has that game where it's on a little platform and you pull the string, and so you're still trying to play Jenga, and then at the end the whole thing like explodes if you don't get them.
Which one did you say you were playing? I said Jenga. I meant the wrong one. I meant the one.
No, you're right. Jenga. I've been just doing jigsaw puzzles all day long. Yeah. No, I'll do a jigsaw puzzle all day long, and I have one that I'm working on right now that is quite challenging. It is a floral pattern. And it's just it's a view from the top of like a bunch of tulips, and so the pattern of it is very repetitive, and like literally you're sitting there going like, is that pale pink or is that tinted? I don't know. So it's challenging. I really actually love doing puzzles, and I will do them all day long if you let me.
And how many pieces is that?
What's that?
How many pieces?
Well, this one is just 1,000 pieces, but maybe we'll even pull up a picture of it. But it's very repetitive. If I'm honest with you, 1,000 pieces is kind of my favorite. I've done, the 2,000 pieces, the 5,000 pieces, and some of that's just too damn small. Like it's just annoying. But I like an 1,000-piece puzzle. I'll do 1,500, but it depends. But I find I go for very challenging puzzles. So a lot of time I do for things that are like a repetitive pattern or something like that where it's challenging. So you might think, oh, it's only 1,000 pieces, but like 700 of them look exactly the same.
I get it. I didn't mean how many. 1,000 is a lot. I was a couple of years ago doing jigsaw puzzles like crazy with Cage, and we would never go past 1,000. And yes, floral ones seem to be sometimes the more difficult ones because there's a lot of repetitive colors and stuff. Where if you're doing like a farm and you see a duck head, you know where the ducks are, you know where the cows are.
Exactly.
It's a lot easier. So look what the world has come to, guys. You used to get fight news from us. Me and Karyn are talking hardcore jigsaw puzzle stuff right now. This is what the world is doing right now.
That's right. That's right. I'm going to turn pro as an online jigsaw puzzle artist. Okay, so Alan, the other day, if we are coming clean about some things, and once again, use hashtag Hey Alan, Hey KB, Hey Wade if you have questions for us. So I did post a little bit of a coronavirus confession the other day, and I'm curious if you have any coronavirus confessions that you want to share right now. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how you feel about this one, and people got a little heated on this. I admitted that although I like Nirvana, I love the Foo Fighters more. And that's a hot take. And I know it upsets a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it offends a lot of people. And I'm just going to say this as my backstory. When I was a VJ, we played Nirvana all the time. I've seen Nirvana. I met them. They were awesome. They're awesome. Mm-hmm. And maybe part of it is the burnout factor. Mm-hmm. But if I'm being 100% honest with myself, Alan, when I'm in the car, if I heard Smells Like Teen Spirit or if I heard Everlong again or whatever, I'm turning the Foo Fighters song up higher. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Coronavirus!
So we would have to really dissect this subject. But I get what you're saying. Nirvana, listen, when I was in middle school playing Nirvana,
that's not fair, dude. It was my job and I was a VJ. You're like, when I was 7.
Yeah, right. When I was born, and when I played the guitar, and we got to play at my school, our band, our garage band, and we played every Nirvana song possible.
Right.
Because everything is just a power chord, and it's like 4 chords. It's super easy. Loved it. But now when I hear it, that's all that reminds me of being a kid or whatever. But the Foo Fighters were probably less overly played. But now we're talking about, if we're going to talk about leaving a mark in history, Nirvana was the way bigger band in my. I mean, when they came around, they not only brought that garage band, but
that's different.
Yes, but I'm just saying. You're saying I prefer Foo Fighters over Nirvana, and so it's like talking. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a comparison in fighting. Like maybe like watching one fighter, but one other fighter is more of a weighed heavily in history. I'll tell you this. I wanted to be like Nirvana. I had the flannel shirt around my waist. I wore combat boots. I played Nirvana all day. Right. I did none of that for the Foo Fighters. I could care less about the Foo Fighters at the time. But today, if I had to listen to I can't even think of a Nirvana song, Lithium or something right
Right.
now in comparison to Foo Fighters. I'd probably go with Foo Fighters because it's been less played in my head over and over.
Right.
I'll do a little confession. This just came to me spur of the moment. I cannot stand, and growing up I was a fan, I cannot stand listening to The Doors this day and age. The Doors. Like, it is such like a,
You don't like the Doors?
The Doors. It's like such a time vault, like a vault, like a history in time where like they were kind of they were famous, but it's like it's got that sound that is just like, okay, I have to be in this specific kind of mode because I can't listen to the Doors, Karyn. I'm sorry. You like the Doors? I can't even
Yeah.
I will change it. And
no, it's a good coronavirus confession, Alan. You're allowed. But the Doors, I will agree with you, are a very specific mood. They're a very specific mood. But if when you listen to LA Woman or something like I mean, I don't know. I do like the Doors a lot.
It must have been maybe something about the instrumental. I can't
Peace
remember.
Frog?
What was it?
Peace Frog?
But I mean instrumental like the like they use like an organ or
Riders
something.
on the Storm.
Yeah.
You don't like
Everything is so twangy, like organ sounding, like steel guitar maybe. I don't know, but I'm always like, yeah, that sounds like an A track or some shit. Like I don't know, it's just
wow.
And listen, I would buy their CDs in high school, and I had it all, but now I'm like, please get me. I want to be like, yeah.
I feel like my hot take was a little worse than yours. Saying I like Foo Fighters more than Nirvana is a little putting myself out there a little more than you saying you don't like the Doors, who have all been dead forever.
Well, I mean, I can't even listen to the Doors, but you saying you have a
I think
preference.
just died, didn't he?
All
right. Okay, so Alan,
a little different, but yeah.
To pass the time, then, since we're coronavirusing and we're getting a little crazy, do you have any recommendations for what people could watch? I'm curious what you've been enjoying on the DVR or on Netflix. Have you guys been Netflix and chilling? What's been the go-to for you? What have you guys been enjoying? What recommendations would you have for some of our viewers?
So it's a little tough for me because with our third wheel, Cage, our son, he is there for everything, holding my shirt, not giving me an inch of breathing room. So we have to make everything semi-family friendly. I got to say, watch the Mark Wahlberg movie.
Set It Off. Oh, no, Spencer. Wade watched it the other day with Joe Schilling. I haven't seen it yet, but Wade watched it.
I got to be, if I'm being honest, not that great. Entertaining. Very fun to see. Cowboy did great. Love seeing Joe Schilling.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of Mark Wahlberg. But the movie itself, if you're watching it, maybe I'm just critiquing because I'm in acting classes and I'm like, this isn't a very compelling show. It's not meant to be. Yeah, it's, you fight some people, but even my son was like losing interest. And I was like, Cage, you're not into this? It's like, he loves Mark Wahlberg. He loves like fight movies, gunfight.
Yeah.
But he was kind of losing interest. And I was like, man. So, again, a bunch of people in the movie that I was really happy for. The movie itself, not a must see. If you have nothing to do, yes, you should probably watch it.
But it's coronavirus, Alan. At this point, people.
Coronavirus. But yeah, if it wasn't coronavirus, it's not a must see. But it was, it was entertaining. And then I'm waiting to watch that movie, the documentary about the lion, the tigers, the tiger guy or whatever on Netflix, the new one that's out.
Yeah.
But I'm worried that it might be a little too deep for my son Cage. I haven't watched it yet though.
Yeah, I think I saw somebody mention that tiger documentary today.
Been seeing a lot about it. People are saying
haven't seen it.
It's the craziest thing they've ever seen. It's kind of, without me seeing it, our viewers don't get.
Yeah, I don't know about it.
Right, I haven't seen it, but I'm getting the same reactions. Did you watch the one about his name, the Patriots football player that went to jail?
Yes, Aaron Rodriguez. I did not watch that one.
Oh, so that was super compelling. I mean, that was so interesting. I was addicted to it every night. It's like a couple hours long, so I watched like an hour a night for 3 nights. That one, I remember I'd go to the gym and say, dude, did you see that? And me and people were just going back and forth. It was
really?
So wild. I'm getting the same reactions on Twitter, like, holy crap, have you seen this? I could not believe this happened. So it seems like one of those kind of very kind of deep, dark, wild documentaries that I enjoy. So I'm going to probably check that one out as well.
All right, that's good to know. Yeah, we haven't gone on a deep dive on any documentaries.
Do You got to watch that Aaron Rodgers one.
Yeah, no, I know. Especially, yes,
it
it's
kind of came and
I'm
gone.
a
I mean,
Pats
the
girl.
Aaron Rodgers thing had. Did I say Aaron Rodgers?
It's
Aaron Hernandez.
Rodriguez. It's Rodriguez, right? Or
Hernandez. No.
yeah, I know. It's Hernandez. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, sorry, Aaron Rodgers and everyone.
Kenny Rogers passed away though by.
Yeah.
Pour a little out for the gambler.
Oh, the Kenny Rogers. Yes, I know. I saw that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's the Hernandez story about the.
Hernandez.
Right. So what have we watched? I need to go back. I have the H.E.A.T box set, which is my favorite show, so we need to start that again. We haven't been doing too crazy. We've just been watching some stuff, like you said, when you have a kid and you're watching. So we've been burning some stuff off the DVR. Yeah. But when it comes to movie stuff, I haven't gone on a deep dive thing too much yet. Yeah, I finished a couple books, and really just all about my puzzle. But So this weekend I was supposed to have been in London. I'm not there. Supposed to go to see my mom in Miami and then go to Mexico. Not there. So Alan, did they for our daughter, for her school? Like I said, she got out a couple weeks early and then was supposed to have spring break. So we're not sure if she's even going back. You know, this is California. I don't know what you guys have heard. I am curious if people want to comment in here, sort of just around the country and around the world, like what's going on. Because, luckily for us, she's in 8th grade. And yes, while 8th grade is still a major achievement, right, and you're moving on to high school, I do really feel for the kids that are, trying to graduate high school or have a much more monumental time. And so for all of you parents out there dealing with that, I'm really sorry about that. And for, kids dealing with this and in college, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's truly, truly up in the air. As grown-ups, we can be like, yeah, whatever, I'm not going back to work in a while, and that sucks, and it is what it is. But, like, there's a lot of major accomplishments in people's lives that are supposed to be happening right now. I saw a friend on Instagram or something that was like, we got married, and everybody Skyped in. Like, knock wood, the concerns that we have and our little insecurities or our little problems are pretty first world compared to what a lot of people are going through. I really do appreciate that. And I know how hard it is for some people. So I hope truly everybody's doing okay.
Yeah, it's a tough time for so many people. So sorry, I got to break. Guys, if you hear this crazy noise, my bulldog will not stop snoring.
No, don't worry about it. We got gardeners going around too. Apparently gardening is an essential business in LA. Okay,
perfect. Yeah, I keep throwing stuff at him. But he's snoring his ass off right now, so that's what you're hearing. I don't have gas or nothing. But to get back to it, a serious topic. I feel for my friend Georgie, my teammate. His wedding is this weekend, I believe. It was supposed to be this weekend. They had to postpone it. It couldn't happen anymore. My other friend Andreas, they're having a baby any day now. They're they're expected. They're due to pop any day now. And it's a crazy time. I'd love to go visit them and say hi to them. But, honestly, I remember when we had our son, we didn't even want anybody around for a while. You just kind of, nervous until this baby kind of develops some strength. And right now, if you have a kid in the world, you don't want anybody coming to your house. You don't want anybody bringing you presents or things that they might have touched. And so many people that had these special or possible joyous occasions in their life that they're having to kind of keep close just to stay safe right now. I feel for all those. Then obviously, you got to put everything in perspective. There's so many people around the world. When I saw that in Italy a couple of days ago, 800 people died in one day. I mean, that's entire generations of people that are going. People that are 80 years old in Italy, the entire generations are being wiped off the map. So you have to kind of put everything in perspective. Yeah, we're at home and we're bored and we can't do our job. But there's other people that are dying. There's other people that are making sacrifices. So it's the world is in this together. It's a wild time, but it's just something that I'm hoping that we're able to get through together and get through fast enough that it doesn't cause any more casualties or any more people's special moments in their life that have to stop. But yeah, as far as the kid thing, Cage is out of school. I think you told me earlier your daughter and Cage, they're both starting. What are they calling it here in LA? Continued learning or?
Well, yeah, I mean, they're calling it like sort of online classes, I guess. They're not, I mean. Yeah. I tell you what, it's certainly not worth what we paid for that goddamn tuition.
Oh, okay. Well, thank God I'm in the charter school. But yeah, Aurora and Cage, we're both starting their online classes, and I've been doing my part with. But it's a lot. I'm just trying to keep him trying to keep him up to par. I want to keep him sharp. You know, you got to keep the kid going. It's so easy to get lazy and start waking up a little bit later, and their classes become a little bit smaller when it's supposed to be class time. But we kind of have role play. Nicole, my wife, is the teacher. I'm the principal. So Cage has to answer to me, and that could probably get kind of crazy, kind of sexual too, maybe. We got the principal and the teacher, and reports to the office. But this is purely educational for our son, I promise.
Yeah, no, I've been PE teacher. Wade is tech support and stuff, so he just installed some new Wi-Fi stuff or whatever to make sure that all her stuff is going well. So, Aurora's been going well. She had some geometry tutoring with Wade the other day, so that was doing well. English is with me. We do PE, home economics, that kind of thing. But yeah, like you just kind of alluded to here too, we are fortunate that we have some first world problems. Like, I watched everything on Netflix. A lot of people are a lot worse off, and so I don't ever take for granted, the fortunate position we're in. And I was talking to my mom about this the other day. We're like, think about this, like, knock wood that this happened in spring or something, right? Like, not wintertime when people could also be cold and compromised for that, or when there's hurricanes and power could be out, and there's a lot of worse things that could be happening. So as much as we're all complaining and our life's been upended, it still could be a lot worse. And for me, honestly, the hardest part is I'm a very social person. While I don't necessarily like talking on the phone or that kind of thing, I'm a person who feeds off of human interaction. So for me, like, not working and not being on the road, like, I love my solitary time, my travel time. I need time to myself. But some of my favorite stuff is just BSing with the guys I work with. Like, literally, I can't even tell you what we talk about, but just sitting around BSing with that, like, that's part of my favorite thing in the world, right? And so that's really what I'm missing right now. Wade and Aurora are great, but I feed off of talking to people, and that's the hard thing for me right now is not just shooting the shit with people. Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, as you're talking, I'm thinking, I haven't had this much kind of back and forth social interaction in quite a while outside of my family. So, it's one thing that everybody's kind of making that adjustment right now. It's still, it's very funny as well. I said the other day I did like a little Q&A with Michael Jai White at his house, and we were showing some technique, right, where we kind of had to, like, touch, whatever, like embrace and to show a position or a technique. But then that we were fine with. But when we got done, and I was like, all right, man, keep in touch, appreciate it. We were like, all right, peace. Like, we like, I still don't know how to shake hands with people. I'm doing the foot thing where, like, you kick my foot, I kick your foot. The elbow, but yet I almost feel like it's perfectly fine to punch, to spar with somebody, but I don't know how to shake hands. And it's all these new things that we're learning about this time in the world. But another thing that's interesting, you said it, Karyn, things could be a lot worse. As bad off as they are, can you imagine if we were dealing with the California fires right now? If we were in this drought and it had fires and people losing their homes. Aside from this, we're allowed to at least stay in our homes, or our homes are safe right now. And I saw in the news the other day they were talking about the Spanish flu, and I didn't know nearly as much about this thing as, not that I thought, but I didn't know much about it at all. And it was saying that it killed millions and millions of people, the Spanish flu. And to think, if that was going on, or this was going on in that time, we wouldn't have the news, we wouldn't have social media to warn us, to say, look, don't, make sure you're washing your hands, watch where you're going. If this was 100 years ago and this was happening, we'd still be doing the same thing, spreading it and catching it, and people would be dying left and right. So we're fortunate, as much as the media has kind of done a bunch of crazy stuff with this flu, we're fortunate to have the forewarning in the modern times to know about what to do and what not to do. Because 100 years ago, they didn't know anything. They were just infecting each other and dying left and right. And that's how millions and millions of people died back then. Yep. Well, I will say this, though. We're lucky, but, Wade shared this the other day, and it is kind of funny. And maybe you've seen this meme where the guy goes, okay, so you have two choices. A, B, shelter at home with your wife and family, or B. B.
Yeah. I know. There's like 3 of them going around. There's that one, and there's the picture of this huge black guy. Have you seen that one? And
No.
they just show his head, and they go, if your friends sent you a picture of this guy, they go, they got some serious shit wrong with them. And it's because it's one of these things where you click it and the guy's like butt naked, and you're like, damn it, oh man, I can't believe I fell for that. But
Right.
I must have had 5 people send me that link, and it says like, you know, more cases in your area. Click
Right.
out to see who, and you click it, and it's this naked guy, and I'm like,
Yes.
God.
I saw that last week. I forget who had that in Brasilia, but
Yes.
somebody, I don't know if it was Bisping. It was probably Bisping.
Yeah,
and it
I
was the
bet.
same thing. You're like, oh, she's, man,
Yeah.
I can't unsee that.
That guy never goes away. It's for like 5 years now they've been using this guy, but there's some funny stuff going around, which I can appreciate. You know, I appreciate people that take everything we're learning right now. Oh,
Right.
1 second, guys. Hold on. I got a incoming call coming in. There we go. We back.
There you are.
Oh Lord, we're out again. There we go. I can appreciate people that are taking all the necessary concerns and
Right.
restraints right now in the world, but adding a little light, you know,
Right.
lightening everything up a little bit. So I appreciate that now and again. It's good to see. Have a little laugh now and then.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so once again, for the next week's show, we'll answer some of your questions. So use hashtag #HeyAlan, hashtag #HeyKB, hashtag #HeyWade, and we will answer some of your questions. So until then, you know, I've been posting some things out on Instagram. I don't know. I'm at KB Heat on Instagram, Karyn Bryant everywhere else across the board. That's KarynBryant. And of course, we have MMA Heat as well. And this show, if you're watching the podcast, you can find all the audio downloads at MMA.audio. Alan, where can people find you?
Yeah, find me guys on social media at Alan Jouban across all social media platforms. And as you were saying that, Karyn, I was just thinking, guys, if there's any dirt that you want to get on Karyn, I think you should hashtag Wade, hashtag ask Wade, and then you can ask Wade the truth, because Karyn might not give you the good stuff. But
That's
then you can
not
say,
cool.
hashtag, hey Wade, what is it that Karyn does that is so annoying? What is the subject that she just won't shut up about, whatever it is? So get Wade involved, because he's going to have the good stuff as well.
Great. Hashtag coronavirus divorce stories. Hashtag hashtag coronavirus candidates. That's actually pretty funny. But also on a very serious note, you know, for those of you who work in healthcare, for those of you on the front lines, so much appreciation. You know, I just even the other day went just to CVS, you know, to pick up some of my prescriptions. There's some distance. There are a lot of people that are still putting it in. You know, we're hearing these stories of health workers having to wash their gear again and reuse protective gear. And the fact that you all are willing to risk it to take care of others is so greatly appreciated. And please, please, please know that your efforts are respected and appreciated. And thank you for that, because you're doing an incredibly tough job that a lot of people wouldn't do. So thank you for volunteering for that.
Yeah, I second everything you just said. My Aunt Jolene, she's in the hospitals all night, all day long, grinding it out. So I appreciate her and everyone else doing the same sort of work.
All right. Well, folks, please be safe out there. I know it seems frustrating to just stay home, but really, if you even think that you are immune, maybe you are, maybe you aren't, but think about the people that you could be saving. You could be saving Alan's grandma. You could be saving somebody, you know, that we love and we care for. So please do the right thing. Look out for one another and be safe out there. And I'm Karyn. I'll see you next time.
Stay safe, guys.